Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman or God, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj, to all the sages and saints, and to each of you divine soul watching today's satsang. So today we will be studying Sutra number 49 from the Vibhuti Pad of the Raja Yoga Sutras of Patanjali Maharaj. Commentary by my Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Sutra 49, Vibhuti Pad. The sutra is Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati Matrasya Sarvabhavat Adhishthatratvam Sarvagyatratvam Cha. Let's repeat. Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati Matrasya Sarvabhava Adhishthatratvam Sarvagyatratvam Cha, which means by practicing samyama on the difference between the chitta and the consciousness or the spirit, a yogi acquires mastery over all the modifications of nature as well as the quality of omniscience. So in addition, in this sutra, he is getting more siddhis from his practice. So as a yogi continues to delve into the mysteries of the elements, the senses, the mind, he comes to possess a highly purified chitta. See, chitta is that aspect of your mind that is the storehouse of all your thoughts, that constantly keeps shooting thoughts. That's why our mind is always so fickle. It always is going from one place to the other. But if you are a yogi and you have controlled the chitta and have controlled the elements and so on, this ultimately blooms into Vivek Khyati. Vivek Khyati is an advanced path on the yoga where all the lower samadhis have been transcended, and now you have risen above the seed state, and now you are going towards the seedless state of samadhi. That, remember, we had covered earlier that there is sampragyat samadhi, which are 4 different kinds of lower samadhis, and then once you transcend that, you eventually get to asampragyat samadhi. And in this case now, once the yogi has perfect control over matter, mind and elements, he now has Vivek Khyati, which is intuitive knowledge that separates spirit from matter. Vivek Khyati. Vivek means discriminative faculty, and Khyati means that now he is totally attached to the consciousness aspect, and therefore he has transcended all these other things. When this happens, the yogi sees himself as separate from Prakriti. Prakriti is nature. Nature has those 3 gunas of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Purity, activity, inertia, and so he has risen above all these and the modifications of the Prakriti. So therefore he sees himself as omniscient. He is omnipresent, omnipotent, like we say the qualities of God. In this case, he is getting the omniscient capacity, and the Vivek Khyati means now he is totally understanding what the spiritual dimension of his spirit is. So instead of the body, mind, ego, senses, he is now totally connected with the spirit and an absolute master of the entire creation. So the yogi now has both aspects. He has the body, the senses, the mind, but he also knows the difference between the spirit and the not self, the self and the not self, the difference between the two, and therefore he is able to be in the world and out of the world also through all these siddhis. And this is called, the experience of a yogi is called Vivek Khyati. So he can, so desires, develop the power mentioned in this sutra. However, the following sutra emphasizes the need to removing the siddhi for the attainment of liberation. So here also sage Patanjali has guided us every single time that when these powers come, many yogis have fallen down from this high pedestal because of the boost in their ego. When they see this nature bowing down to them, when they see them, they want rain to happen and rain comes, they suddenly start equating themselves to lordship. They think they are so much superior than others, and their ego gets very inflated, and that is the beginning of their downfall. go. So therefore, Patanjali Maharaj keeps guiding us that your goal is not to be stuck in these siddhis. And this is where a true guru and a good guide will tell you to not be tempted by these these are like markers on the way, milestones to tell you you're on the right path, nothing more. So don't relax your practice, and continue with humility, and thank God and thank the divine energies for getting you this far, but continue your journey with dedication and faith. But that is very important, and we will be covering Sutra number 50 tomorrow. Om Tat Sat.